Hey guys, how's it going? Take a look at my screen. Today I want to show you guys how we can design and import this pop-up UI from Photoshop into Roblox Studio. Let's take a closer look at what we have. So if we zoom in, you can see we have a very nice subtle texture in the back of the frame. We have like a ring, a kind of like a striped ring outline. Right here we have a close button. It has a sweet low glow or shadow here. We have the main text, "Are you sure?" To confirm the player's choice. You are about to accept player's trade. All trades are final. And right here we have two buttons. We have the cancel and the accept. With the accept we have a texture and also a shine right here to emphasize the positive action. Now there are some very subtle nuances of why this is an effective design. I can make a separate video in the future, explain more in detail, but let me show you guys a quick example before we continue with the actual video. So for example, if we change this from a trade confirmation to, if we change the text on the positive button to yes I want it or some other content, if we take a look, that is a pretty enticing button to click. And for the cancel, the reason why you don't want to make the cancel something like a red is, for example, if we go for a red cancel. Now if we have cancel, now you can see how these two kind of conflict. You have a negative action but also a positive right here, and they're both like competing for attention, right? Whereas if we actually just have the cancel, a neutral, this button is simply a dismissive button. You hit cancel, you just cancel. There are no other implications, right? So basically, let me undo all this stuff to right over here. Basically the whole point is you can use this in between actions, right? As you can see here with trading or purchasing an item, you can streamline your game's entire UX flow, and this can very easily boost your game's revenue and all those important metrics. Anyways, enough yapping. Let's go ahead and actually make this UI. You're trying to build your Roblox game, but you have no UI assets. What if you could actually drag and drop a full UI kit, drag it in, and you can see we have all of these UI frames right over here. The best part is we actually have full icon packs. Let's go ahead and change these icons. It's really that simple. Full UI kits, icon packs, educational resources like tutorials, and much more. Save time, build faster, design better, and start building your game project. Check out design assets at gfxcommon.com and also get the unlimited access bundle to get lifetime access to all assets. So we're going to start with a simple layer. Let's go for a rectangle. And I believe the corner radius is about 30. Of course, yeah, just about right. We have this. Okay, so of course I gotta fix this. Let's go for, make sure your fill is on and stroke is off. Okay, so let's take a look, and if we're going to make this a 1-of-1 replica, we're gonna take a look at the color. Here is our color. Okay, just a full white, but the fill is at 90%. Okay, so we have some transparency. Now we have a glow effect here. Let me call this glow. If I go ahead and copy this out, here is the glow color, and the color is 5FF3AC right here. If we make a new layer, we're gonna right click, create mask. We can go for our brush tool, okay, using this color, adjust the opacity and flow to a softer setting. We go for a nice faint brush just right across, like so. I can see we have a nice green glow across the bottom of our frame. Now, our main frame here also has a stroke. So let's go ahead, add our stroke. The color is going to be just a pure black, and the size can be like 5, for example, or like 3. But anyways, the point is the opacity, I think, should be at 35 if I am not mistaken. Let's take a look. Yeah, 35. Okay, so cool. That is awesome. Next, we're going to copy our rectangle. So I'm gonna hold Alt and drag the layer up. Once you let go, this will make a copy. Drag the effects into the trash can to take off the effects. I'm gonna go for fill all the way up. Okay. Let's go for fill, none, and stroke on. If you can see, I have this striped racing lines because right here my option for the stroke is set from the solid to the second option. So you can see we have some racing lines. We can go for Control T and obviously resize our lines just like so. I think we're good. Obviously we have to fix the color, so let's go ahead, change the color to this thing right here. The color is CAD2DB. Okay, we hit OK, and boom, take a look. We have a nice UI. We have some good progress. Now for the glow, we're going to decrease the opacity. If you want to be fancy, you can clip a layer inside of your inside stroke and paint green the areas where the glow is. Like that, you know, just some very small details, but that is basically how you can the basis of beautiful looking UI. Anyways, let's add some texturing. We have a small dots texture right here. Now I grabbed this off of Google somewhere, but if we take a look, the texture is not too complicated. Okay, right here it is basically, you can make a dot copy all the way across, and a second row of dots that have an indent right here, so they kind of go, you know, diagonal. If you can see that this kind of shape, right? So if we clip this texture inside of our main at 10% opacity, we have this very nice subtle texturing, as you can see. That is basically what we have. I want this to go below the glow actually, so the glow automatically affects the texture as well. So next we have our text, which is pretty basic. With the font for Doga 1, we can go for Are You Sure? You can go for a straight up black color, or you can go for like a dark gray. It's kind of up to you. So right here, we're going to create our buttons. If we take a look at the structure or the anatomy of our buttons, it's actually not too complicated. We have a basic frame here, okay, the inside. Then we have a copy, right? So if you copy below, go for a black color, just move it down. That is the second layer. And the third part, we just have, and this stroke frame is quite literally just copy the shadow, right? We have to increase the size, so this size is basically the main green part and the shadow, like so. And then you go just add a stroke, right? And boom, you have that. That is basically all there is to it. Of course, we have the shine. It is a white rectangle. You rotate and you go filter, blur, and Gaussian blur. Right here we have a shine, just like so. Okay, of course our texture, same dots, halftone kind of pattern. So we have our two buttons right here, accept and cancel. You go ahead and drag these out. In here, as you can see, we have our basic pop-up UI, just like so. Now, I'm going to change these, the color. These are a little too dark. Need some variation here, okay? Now, of course, like, there's some more fun options you could do. Like, you could place this up here, for example. Like, some games do this. If you go for like a white text with a stroke, I mean, with a white text like that, if you like this kind of style, right? I suppose that's more playful than having the heading text like this. But this is our basic frame. Lastly, we just have the close button, which is very simple. It is really just a square, 15 for the corner radius, I think. No, yeah, it is. The size is 50 by 50, so we gotta change the size here. Now let me pop up the gradient so you guys can go ahead and copy it. Here we have the first color. Okay, F2779D, that is the first color. And right here, FB9599, like so. Just gonna go ahead and copy and paste so we can save some time. And of course, the X, both are using the same stroke settings. The stroke is the color black, size of 2, and opacity of 65. As you can see, this right here is our UI complete inside of Photoshop. As you can see, it is quite beautiful, if you ask me. Could we add a glow? Let's check it out. How will this look? I'm curious. I mean, it's not half bad, right? Like right here, perhaps below our shadows. I guess you could kind of add a glow if you want, but I think we are good. So if you guys are ready, we are now going to export all of our assets so we can bring this inside of Roblox Studio. What are the assets that we need? Let's take a look. Firstly, we're going to copy our texture outside of the frame, bring the opacity all the way back up, and if I hit Ctrl I, this will invert the colors. As you can see, I'm going to hold Ctrl and click on the icon of our rectangle shape to make a selection. Go to my rectangular marquee tool, right click, go inverse. Okay, we're gonna go backspace twice, Ctrl D, and now I have a cutout of our texture that fits inside of our frame. Now, of course, you don't have to actually do this. If you use clipping inside of Studio, that is another option. But this is quite simple for my own process. Anyways, you're just going to export the texture up here, quick export. This will export the layer by itself, and basically you will repeat this process for any kind of element that we can't make inside of Studio. So for example, the racing stroke here, you will have to change the color to white, export the layer like this. As you can see, all the text enclosed. You don't have to worry about that because we can make that inside of Studio. Now, as for the button, all we have is just the texture and the glow. Same process, of course. If you copy the glow out, and then you hold Control, click on the, well, make sure you click on the right frame here, the green part, go inverse and backspace, you'll make a cutout, export like so, and of course the texture is the same, copy it out. This one we can't invert because the texture is green, the color. go for a white like so, rasterize, control click, inverse, and here we have our texture for the button like so. Once you have all of your assets, we can now move on into Roblox Studio. So I will catch you guys there. Alright, here we are inside of Studio. Let's take a look at how we can make this. You can see our final results right here. And I forgot the glow for the close button. It's quite simple. I mean, here, let's take a look. If we copy our shape, take off the effects, let's go ahead, clip this inside of our main frame. Well, oops. You don't want to take off the gradient. Just take off the stroke. Let's go rasterize layer style. Clip this inside. Let's go for a filter blur, Gaussian blur, like so. You see we have a nice soft shadow that kind of gives our buttons like more substance, right? It's actually affecting the frame somehow. Of course, you want to export this in the color white, just like everything else right here. Now to rebuild our UI, let's go ahead real quick. Let me open my tools right here. Okay, so if we add a new screen GUI, pop up like so, let's add a frame, call this canvas. Okay, let's go for anchor it in the center, fit, background off. Let's go for scale. So we have a container canvas frame. Now here I actually have a container because I have the main inside with the shadow under. Now we did not make a shadow here, right here, but obviously it's just a blurred frame. So I'm just going to make the main. The size is going to be 720 by 330. So let's go for a frame anchor 720 by 330. Okay, let me actually move these. Okay, actually I'm just going to pop it inside of this this UI. You can still follow along with the same steps, but this will make it easier. Yeah, these like vertically side by side. Anyways, here inside of the main we have a corner with a value of 0.1. Paste that in, and here is our gradient. Well, the color is just white, but here I use like a, I don't know why I use the gradient. I was going to try something, but we can keep this white. Make the transparency 0.1. Let's go add our stroke. The stroke is of course size 3 with a transparency of 0.65, which is equal to 35% opacity inside of Photoshop, because the values are different. In Photoshop it goes from 0 to 100%, and these go from 0 as the opaque. It's just reversed, right? Anyways, here is what we have for our texture. Let's go for image, label, anchor and fit, and grab the absolute for the texture. Let's go ahead and paste it. Take the background off, right? Let's go scale and change the color to a black. The opacity is 0.85, and right here is our texture. Texture, as you can see. Let's go close. Okay, now we can also image label. Let's go add our glow, fit, anchor, background off. Here, upload all our stuff inside of your assets manager. Here we also have the glow. Let's go ahead, I'll just paste it here, right? And of course our close is quite simple. Wait, let's go add our ring, boom, fit. The ring is a different size, 704 by 314. So we gotta fix that. 704, 314. Take the background off. Grab your assets ID, paste it, as well as the color. Paste it right here and scale. That is your basic mainframe. And now for the close, size 50 by 50, of course. So right here, close, and again the glow right here. Just paste it there, cut and paste the glow. Oops, the cut and paste the close back on top. As for the buttons, let's take a look at the structure. We have the cancel. Okay, we have the main. Let's take a look. Right here, we have the contents, which is the text. We have the like outside immediate stroke. We have a backing frame right here, which if I change the color, you can see how this looks, right? The main frame, the subtle shadow, and the bigger all-encompassing shadow frame. These buttons, I have the container stack frame. The size is x10, so it goes all the way across, right? So right here, if we go paste, you can see we have a list layout, vertical line, center, horizontal, center with a padding of 0.025, so we can easily go increase this if we want. Anyways, right here for the text, I have a large container because you can basically go for a frame, right? Let's make it red. And I am kind of going fast because I have to be somewhere right now, but the X, if you go 1, 0, for example, like this, right? Make this as tall as you want. Add a UI list layout. Vertical center. In here you could add your text, right? Boom. Text layer 1, text layer 2, like so. Change the font here. You are about to purchase dark card. Let's change the color. Anyways, here is our text. Very simple. We can add some padding as well. 0.05, 0.1, up to you. But it is very nice to use these to control our UI. Now, of course, you can take this a step further if we add a frame. Okay, this will be our content right on top of our main, all of our like background items. We go fit, anchor. Okay, let's go ahead and cut and paste our button and our text, paste it on top, because here we're going to go for a UI list layout, vertical center, horizontal center. Now we go back on off, you can see we are using this to control our content. Now we can go for, now we could go 0.1, like so, like 0.05. I think it looks better. And now you can see we have a UI list layout controlling our contents and the padding. If you ask me, I actually think this like bottom visual hierarchy looks better. This one looks a little like top heavy. This one is more like towards the center. So if you guys are confused about anything, drop a comment down below and I will create some separate individual videos covering certain aspects that you guys may be confused about. So lastly, I will go for a list layout. Here, let's go for center, horizontal, center. Boom. 5.1. Okay. Let me hide the previous. Now, obviously, this would actually not be too difficult to convert into a dark theme UI. Okay, let's entertain how this would look. And as you can see now, we actually have a very nice dark theme. Well, besides the cancel button, this is actually too much contrast. Anyways, if you guys found this video helpful, drop a like down below. Also follow or subscribe to keep notified with the latest uploads. And once again, you can grab this UI for yourself at gfxcomment.com. Our unlimited access bundle is now at a value of over $400. So you can get all of that value, all of our store items inside of one single bundle for a lifetime. If you're interested, go ahead and check it out. I have nothing more to say. Yeah, stay tuned for more stuff, and I will catch you guys next time.